Give us your name and then.
Okay, Paul George.
What do you think about what's happening here today?
Well, it's a historic case in the making, and I think that it's long overdue that we challenge the right of these corporations to privatize the oceans, to make these fish farms. And according to the lawyer that I talked to, he said that the underpinnings of the rights of the public to the ocean overrides the rights of corporations to put a net around and say that that's their private property, and that the government, the federal government, overstepped their jurisdiction when they handed it over to the province in 1988, the rights to establish these fish farms and sort of deny the public and the right to use that part of the ocean. And you can't just, like, those nets have big things, holes through them, and fish swim in and out. You know, they aren't really separate from the ocean, and the ocean's supposed to belong to the public, and it's a Canadian thing. It's not a provincial ownership of the ocean.
What do you think the implications are if nothing happens?
Well, there's one implication. The lawyer said that you know, if they rule that these fish farms are not you know, legal, basically you go there with a fishing rod and cast in and catch fish in all those fish that they're in the feedlot fish. Not that I would want to ever eat one of those or anything, but basically they wouldn't have the right to fence off part of the ocean.
What do you think is going to happen on the coast if they lose this?
Well, then what they'll do, the province will put a big net at one end of the George Strait and a big net at the other end, and they say it's privatized all of it. It's a big fish farm. We're going to make the whole thing into a fish farm. So we'll basically lose the right to the oceans to corporations.
What's going to happen to the ecosystem?
Well, already the ecosystem is hugely impacted by these fish farms. I mean, the impact of poisoning the floor of the ocean and the sea lice that are, you know, latching on to every little smolt that goes by. I mean, it has been horrendously damaged the wild fishery. And so far, the federal government has not done anything to stop it. And even though the scientific evidence is there. So if it becomes back into their court, it's all federal, well, they'll have to deal with these fish farms. And I think that they'll phase them out.
What's going to happen?
Put them on dry land, but they're pretty expensive.
What's going to happen to the wilderness that you've always defended?
Well, it's going down all over the world. You know, it's going down in various ways. You know, there has to be a whole paradigm shift to save the wilderness.